Welcome back. Now, a new academic year is starting and schools are under pressure to improve access to technology and deliver the skills businesses want in the future. From virtual trips to the Amazon to robotic engineering, the government is urging schools to work with the tech industry to improve engagement in science. So how do we best do that? Well, Becky Sage is Chief Executive of Interactive Scientific, which is a company that develops virtual reality tools for education. So, Becky, good evening to you.
Hello.
Are you very conscious of this push by the government to get schools engaging their kids more with science?
Yeah, I think for a while now, actually, I've very much been feeling that there's a wave of a direction whereby we can utilise technology better in order to help educate this next generation. At the end of the day, they are a generation that has been born into this world of the smartphone, of the internet. So we need to start both utilising the benefits and teaching for that world.
And are schools keeping up with technological innovations?
So I think at the moment there's still a lot of work that can be done. Of course, schools are always doing everything they can do to give their students the best benefits possible, but also there is a lot of work that can be done now, and we're only going to do that if we work together as a community to start bringing new technology in, but also not being afraid of technology in schools, and using it, like I said, for its benefits rather than worrying about all the extra time it takes up trying to implement technology in schools.
Well, the science, the technology that you've devised,
Yep.
it's all about getting students to engage more with science. So how does it work?
So our tool is called Nano Simbox. It's really in the name. We look at the nano world, and sim refers to simulation. So what we do is we take complex science and we make it visible and interactive. We make the invisible scientific world visible.
So it shows how particles move
exactly,
around. Exactly,
so
like
atoms and molecules. So imagine a student can shrink down to the size of an atom or a molecule and then actually explore that world rather than having to worry about lots of tricky vocab or maybe getting into the maths, so they can actually understand the concepts and build really clever kind of mental models before they have to then, just pass their exams or understand things.
All right, so how many schools are you in at present?
So we've been working with 40 schools across the UK for the last year, and we're continuing to work with those schools as we literally are releasing our first version of Nano Simbox.
Is that primary or secondary or
secondary
both?
Schools. So at the moment we focus on secondary because secondary schools are the ones that have to teach about atoms and molecules. What's great about what we do is the younger students really can understand it by using our tools. So I think that's something we want to push more towards in the future.
Well, so I remember physics as being quite a dry old subject in school. So
Yeah,
anything that makes it more engaging, I guess.
And yet there's a lot of physicists that would argue that it's a very dynamic, exciting world.
No, it is. It's just
a
tricky one to teach at school.
To get into, it's all about opening those doors and finding ways into the subject that don't kind of push people out.
Yeah, does this have practical applications for industry as well?
Absolutely. So, and I think this is a really key thing in terms of our business model. If we're going to make impact in education, it's in fact really important that we can drive revenue through other sources. So for us, because what we do is that we take complex science that normally would reside in a research lab, would normally sit on kind of high-performance computing, and we can work with our partners at Oracle to actually put that high-performance computing in the cloud, which means either schools or research labs can get their hands on the same tools and do the same things with them, so we're working with the pharmaceutical industry and other science researchers to start to kind of do this 3D design with our tools.
All right, well, best of luck with the rollout. Becky Sage,
Thank
good to
you.
see you. Thank you.